media tour, which is aimed at ascertaining the level of performance in the war on terror against the dreaded and lingering Boko Haram insurgency ravaging the northeast region of the country and the Lake Chad Basin, with a team of journalists to areas worst hit by the insurgency in order to get a first-hand view of the devastation.
How are you?
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
I'm doing very well.
Acting General Officer Commanding 7th Division Brigadier General Abdullahi Khalifa Ibrahim, accompanied by the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Sagir Musa, led the media team with some of his commanders and other senior officers under his areas of responsibility to the war zone, where troops and other security agencies are battling the Boko Haram and ISWAP insurgents in the most difficult environment and conditions ever imagined. Before the takeoff, the General Officer Commanding 7th Division, Brigadier General A.K. Ibrahim, addresses journalists.
But I can assure you there is no problem. Everything is under control. We have enough forces to protect you, and our men along the routes have also been sensitized. Okay? So as we move along, we stop in different areas. We are going all the way to Madagali in Adamawa State, but it's not too far. And that's it. Okay.
In the light of our mission to unearth and report the true situation in this part of Nigeria, our team started the journey from Maiduguri to Konduga, Bama, Goza to Madagali, where we freely interacted with the locals.
Gaskiya ba ma fargaba, amma dai yanzu mun samu sauki kuma kewaye garin ba wani damuwa.
At Bama town, just about 25 kilometers from the Cameroon border, life seemed to be bustling. But on the outskirts, bullet-riddled and shattered buildings. At Banki Junction, few kilometers away from the Cameroon border, around the famous Sambisa forest, we saw troops in the trenches placing an eagle eye on the enmarked movement and main supply routes of the terrorists. Traversing through several checkpoints and visible civilian commuters, a sign of heightened security in the entire region. The town of Kauri still remains a shadow of itself after being attacked severally by Boko Haram. At the boundary between Konduga and Kauri, the General Officer Commanding briefs the team on why the military is fixing roads destroyed by Boko Haram.
You can see this road. It was cut by Boko Haram. And when they cut the road, they normally plant IEDs. The work you saw here was done by the commanding officer. Where is that? Sir, it's the commanding officer, 222 Battalion. Now, why are we showing you this? Without this work here, the Boko Haram will plant IEDs. I'm sure you have seen some of these commercial vehicles, they move on their own on this road because we have.
Well, the challenges that we have in this AOR is mostly the improvised explosive devices that are always being put in place by the Boko Haram terrorists. But we are always on top of the situation whereby our explosive ordnance device team always locate and detonate or remove the IED that was planted in situ. Security situation in 26th Task Force Brigade general area of responsibility could be said to be calm because people are going about doing their normal business. I know you are just coming through Pulka. You have seen civilians going about doing their normal activities, and you will see the same thing as we are going through Goza now.
At Jebra, a blown bridge has been reconstructed by the Nigerian Army Engineers Corps.
They were pursuing the Boko Haram during serious fights around 2013, 14, 15. So when they are withdrawn through this, they demobilize this bridge, break it into pieces. so that the Nigerian armed forces who are pushing it, they will not be able to reach onto them. So it's the engineer effort that came army engineers that constructed this.
At Limankara, a town in the mountainous Goza community housing the famous mobile police training college, was also once overrun by terrorists in the height of the madness.
Behind me here is the Limankara Bridge, which was blown up in 2015 while the Boko Haram insurgents were withdrawing, and construction is already ongoing, and the military is here. Not too far from here is a mobile police training school in Goza.
We are in Limankara. Behind me you can see the bridge. The bridge was blown off by the Boko Haram as they were withdrawing when the military were pushing them out. I think 2014? Yeah. 2014. 2015, early 2015. And you can see there is some work ongoing to reconstruct the bridge. The police also have their mobile training school facility here. We recaptured it from Boko Haram, and later the police came and we are together. They are in their school, and then I have my men here. 144.
At every point, all we see is devastation, a tale of the horror the residents felt in the wake of the insurgency. Roads destroyed, disrupted communication lines cut off.
This is the town of Uvaha in Goza local government area of Borno State. This used to be a community where, a lively community and a farming community as well. If you see around me, there are lots of devastation, buildings that were taken down by explosives, and right here is a glow mast taken down also by explosive, just to cut off communication between the communities and the security agencies. Over there, the story building there used to be the house belonging to a member of the House of Representatives. The milk building used to be one of the headquarters, the campsite of the Boko Haram insurgents when they were in this location.
This used to be Obata, a village, well-known community here in Goza, under Goza local government. You can see the destruction they have done to even MTN masts just to cut off communication. You can see most of the houses here are destroyed. The people have gone. They are now part of the IDP. They are in IDP camps. And this is part of the unfortunate situation that we are facing. If not because of the intervention, you can see we have a permanent deployment here, including members of vigilante and hunters. They are equally here with the soldiers. You can see the environment is not conducive. It's harsh, and yet they are here doing what they are supposed to do professionally very well. And you are by now aware that because of the if not because of the intervention of the security agencies, including the hunters and vigilante, the locals, situation would have gone completely, totally out of hand. But you can see vehicular movement, activities in other villages that we have passed through.
At our terminal point in Madagali, the team was taken through some of the operational successes of the army.
To clear Boko Haram terrorists from their enclaves. With this, we have been able to have total control of our area of responsibility. In-theater training too is also conducted for troops.
Nobody is saying that it's 100% perfect. In New York or somewhere, there was shooting yesterday or 2 days ago. So there are still some challenges, but we are going to surmount those challenges. And if I may just add my little 2 pence, the issue of Boko Haram was not caused by the Nigerian army or the military. To resolve it would be an all-encompassing, a whole of society approach, encompassing the army, the police, civil society, and indeed all segments of Nigerian society. That's the way you go about solving a problem. But I know we are part of the solution. Indeed, we are a key segment of the solution. We shall continue to work very hard. The officers I have under me are all motivated. We are well supported by the Chief of Army Staff and the President.
The GOC then charges men to remain loyal and avoid dwelling on misinformation being peddled on social media. while we harvest opinions from some civilian populace in the area.
Gaskiya garin nan dai har yanzu dai tsaro kam dai har yanzu dai na nan rawa domin jiya mata ma sun je dora itace sun dawo da gudu.
Gaskiya tsaron kasanmu dai ito sojojin kasanmu wasu da ma a ce sojojin da suke madagali local government wanda muke tare da su gaskiya suna kokari suna mana aiki amma aikin nan har yanzu akwai saurari na akaba don sabida me dalili sojojinmu ya cancanta a ce yaran nan aji a tinkare su a jeji kamar yadda su suke kawo mana a tim ba kai zaka ba dan ta'adda ne zai kawo maka a tim ba kai zaka kai ma dan ta'adda a tim don sabida bai da amfani cikin mutane.
At a briefing with journalists after the tour, the theater commander, Major General Olusegun Adeniyi, said the Boko Haram terrorists' dream of holding forth any territory in Nigeria will remain a mirage.
We saw Boko Haram transmuted from being a terrorist group to a terrorist army, to a pure terrorist army, attacking towns, capturing towns, dislodging civil authority, police, attacking barracks, dislodging soldiers and capturing arms, carrying large quantity of tanks and large numbers of tanks, APCs, machine guns, anti-aircraft guns, sophisticated military equipment, killing a lot of soldiers, Baga, Bama, Mongono. Let us not forget these things. Let us not forget these things. If we forget it, then we won't know where we are going. They took these things, they dislodged them. Towns like Damasak, Goza, Matebu, Kawabama. Look, they are more than this. They took over and they were the rulers of those towns. That was when it occurred to them. Why don't we form a country? Why don't we form a caliphate? And they announced the caliphate and they said their headquarters is in Goza. We were in Nigeria.
He stated that the military has succeeded in reducing the sect from a terrorist army they once used to be to mere criminals because of the defeat they suffered in 2015.
In the end, at the end of that operation, we arrived at defeat of Boko Haram in all these places and recapturing of these territories. I challenge any of you here to say these places were not under Boko Haram previously. You are the one that communicates to the country. I challenge you. And I also challenge you, member of the press, to say any of these places is under Boko Haram. Go and tell the people the truth. Stop being sentimental. People pay for these things with their lives.
General Adeniyi explained that the proliferation of arms in the Sahel occasioned by the expulsion of armed militias from Libya created the opportunity for the terrorists to try to find their feet.
Remember this great man, Gaddafi? That's when he was caught. Actually, what he did in Libya was that he raised an army. That was the official army, but he had several militias. He had several militias, warlords, tribal lords that were also heavily armed to checkmate the army from overthrowing him. So there was no central control of instruments of violence in Libya. The army was government line, but he had so many other groups that were loyal to him. When the whole thing crumbled as a result of Arab Springs, these large catches of arms within the army, with the tribal lords, with the groups and different things, all of them flowed out of Libya. Some into Algeria, some throughout the whole Sahel is filled with arms. And then if you, all of you are students of international politics by the reason of your position, you find that in the last two and a half years, Libya has not been having citizens. It has been one general after the government and all these things. So a lot of destabilization, huge amount of harms in the hand of wrong people that have negatively impacted the whole of the Sahel. The whole of the Sahel. Is it Mali, is it Niger, is it Chad, is it Cameroon? It's not small arms, it's not 2,000 arms or one. I'm talking of a whole lot. You can equip 5 armies from what flew out of from the arms that flew out of Libya. It's an open secret, except you are trying to give hypocrites. You know, arms are available throughout the Sahel for anybody that has money. There are places where they sell ammunition in modus. This modus that they used to sell Gadi, they sell it all throughout the whole Sahel. So don't ask anybody where is Boko Haram getting arms. All Boko Haram needs to get is money. There are arms up for them and go all throughout the whole Sahel. And all this began to impact them heavily 2017.
Also worthy of note is the local production of MRAP vehicles like these ones by the theatre and the purchase of new gun trucks and firearms to boost the fight against insurgency in the northeast.
This vehicle, the mileage is not up to 200 kilometers usage in this theatre. Except that they drove it here. But in this theatre, we have not used 200 kilometers.
As normal life gradually returns to Nigeria's northeast region, the need to assess the impacts and devastation of the decade-long Boko Haram insurgency becomes imperative. Against all odds, Nigerians must begin to mobilize support for the army to completely rid the country from insurgent activities while exposing their sponsors. On the whole, the war on terror is on course. There is no doubt security agencies are on top of the situation and indeed denying the insurgents freedom of action and seem to degrade the terrorists as the terrorists only strike on soft targets in addition to flamboyant occasional encounters with the troops.